Home of Wilderspool Stadium for the past 108 years, and for the past 12 months the resting place of that trophy there in the left-hand corner, the Regal Trophy. Warrington, the holders, Leeds, the first-round challengers, I'm sure will have much to say of that trophy's eventual destination. I'm sure, as we heard, Jonathan Davis will witness, and I'm also sure John Money, the man alongside me here, will have something to say with Wigan. But two very strong teams here for us at Wilderspool. Warrington, double international Alan Bateman is out with a shoulder injury. Tony Thornley coming into the centre there. But nice to see speedster, a real flyer, this lad, Mark Forster on the wing. And Alan Bateman's Welsh colleague Kevin Ellis tells me he's looking for a very big game to boost his claims to a Great Britain Tour position next summer. But much for him, I think, will depend on that pack. Can they tame the Leeds six? Jackson, Mercer, Sanderson, very quick back three, but are they a little on the light side? The next 80 minutes will tell. And all of the Leeds fans will heave a sigh of relief at the news that world record £250,000 signing Ellery Hanley passed fit this morning. The sprung shoulder, which has proved troublesome for the last 3 matches, now hopefully no longer. He's such an inspiration to this Leeds side, and especially that pack which Coach Lawton has packed with tacklers, Mike O'Neill, Steve Malloy and Roy Powell. If they can contain Warrington's runners, then those halves, international duo Schofield and Goulding, they can dictate affairs. John, I think it's a very, very intriguing game. I certainly wouldn't like to tip a winner.
No, well, you can't sit on the fence all the time though, Ray, and I think if Leeds play as well as they did against us, and you know, then you add Ellery to the side, and I see that Paul Dixon's back, Schofield's in good form, so you know, I think it'd be a great contest.
So just waiting for the players to come out here now. The referee just instructed them, and it's Leeds first in the natty new outfit for Leeds there, the blue and amber jerseys. Ellery Hanley, Leeds skipper. Sensational capture by Coach Doug Lawton from Wigan, led Wigan to great trophy success over the past 4 or 5 seasons, and an inspiration. Good crowd assembling here at Wilderspool, and quite a large contingent of Leeds supporters cross the Pennines, looking to see, can that man there on the right of our cameras, Doug Lawton, at last bring some silverware to Headingley. They've spent over £2.5 million in the last 4 seasons. Doug Lawton's not spent an awful lot apart from Hanley since he arrived. Can he do the trick where others have failed in the past? And Bob Jackson coming out as the skipper. Bob Jackson, Australian forward, played with Penrith out there in Sydney. And Warrington, primrose and blue jerseys, very traditional colours, John.
Yeah, well, it's I just noticed there that they've taken the captaincy away from Des Drummond and given it to Jackson in the forwards, and with the winger being the captain of your side, it's a little bit difficult out on the wing to get things across to the players, and certainly if there's somebody in the side like Bob Jackson that could do the job, you know, it'll help the side.
Two contrasting captains, Bob Jackson, the grafter, the hard worker. On the tackle count, there'll be 35, 40 tackles against Bob's name. Ellery Hanley does the graft, but the exciting runner, the man who suddenly can come up with that inspirational burst, lift his side and take them to victory. But both of them commanding the respect of their teams. Good crowd supporting either side, and I think this season, as we saw on the preview earlier in Grandstand with Ray Stubbs saying, the teams very, very even. Referee David Campbell, 37 years of age, just 3 seasons as a Grade 1 official, very big game for him. Not had too far to travel, just down the road at Widnes. The top end here at Wilderspool, packed with Warrington supporters, and the new grandstand here, a fine setting for rugby league.
Well, there's some interesting matchups here, Ray. There's you know, the Welsh halfback Kevin Ellis, Great Britain under-21 halfback Bobby Goulding, you know, the halfbacks seem to be coming through here in Great Britain again. Sean Edwards, who's playing in the number 7 shirt for Great Britain, does a good job. Young Derek Fox is a good player as well. So there's plenty of good halfbacks to you know, get the sides well on the way.
And there is our friend, another good halfback in his day, Alex Murphy, sitting on the bench. And I'm sure, Alec, quite a lot of tension down there.
Well, obviously, it's going to be very important the way these teams start. Leeds will want to get off to a good start. They'll want to tackle well. They know they've gone to have to play well to win at Warrington. There'll be nothing given away, and I think it should be a very, very exciting game indeed.
So the Wilderspool roar goes up as Leeds prepare to kick off on the right of our screens, and now the traditional method of kicking off, the bucket of sand. One of the reasons, John, I think, for that huge mound is to try to get right under the ball and get it as far as possible away from the halfway line, isn't it?
Well, if the longer the ball can hang in the air, the better the chances the chasers have to get down there and make their first tackle well inside the Warrington 22, and that's the aim of most kickoffs now. You know, you can either do that or put a short one up, but most coaches are concerned about good field position, and here we go.
And already the tackling very, very fierce. Gary Mercer there receiving a little bit too rough attention. Mr. Campbell, yes, stamping his authority on the game right away. Considered that the Leeds players were holding down. Referees been very quick on that this season, John, holding down at the play of the ball.
Well, if you can get a good quick play of the ball, you can get a good quick game, and you know, the players just got to release nice and quick.
So number 8 there, Neil Harmon. These two props swap their numbers round. 8 Harmon and 10 Phil Sumner. Driving in, Warrington testing out with the forwards this big strong Leeds pack. Kevin Ellis will look for the long passes from Kevin Ellis to Mercer. That's a good ball to Mark Foster. Foster been troubled by injury this season, but good play from Warrington. Ellis at the hub of things already. Dwayne Mann. It's a high one. Hanley's under it. Leeds won this trophy twice, back in 72 and 84. But really been out of the bracket as far as trophies go in the last 2 or 3 seasons. Richard Gunn doing well to hold on there. Warrington marking very tight at the play of the ball there, John.
They are. They've got very good mark of defence, and I just noticed down there's a couple of players very similar, right? There's the hooker Dwayne Mann and Kelly Shelford, another New Zealander. They're built the same. They're very thick. They're very close to the ground, and they're both players that we should keep our eye on this afternoon.
So the 5th tackle. Gary Schofield sure to have a good influence on this game. Kicking. David Lyon. Good family tradition of rugby league in the Lyon family. Father Jeff, a former Wigan player. And good run there from Gary Sanderson. Warrington started off at a very, very strong pace, but of course the home side need to do this. You need the advantage. Ellis again at the middle of things. Just 12 months in this game, Kevin Ellis, but already a Great Britain international.
Just taking his eye off the ball there, Ray. There was Bob Jackson put him in a little bit of space, and Phil Sumner just couldn't hang on to the ball. Here's Jackson here. He gets between players, and it's a nice little pass. It's just the player's lifted his head and taken his eye off the ball.
So scrum down, Leeds feed. Bobby Goulding, intense rivalry between these two lads, Ellis and Goulding. Both candidates for the Great Britain Tour. Carl Gibson, a former Great Britain tourist in '88, number 4 for Leeds, Carl Gibson, and Hanley himself. Normally would see Hanley taking the ball out wide, 2 or 3 players further out. That's a nice kick from Schofield. Not a touch finder, but a punishing kick. Sends Des Drummond right back there on that 25 line. Good pass, bit risky, but a good pass.
Well, they're showing a willingness to let the ball go and just get it away from that ruck area, which is traditionally very, very tight. And Warrington are prepared to move the ball across the pitch, and they're having a go.
Yes, I think Warrington coach Brian Johnson and assistant coach Guy Griffiths made a conscious effort this season to inject some pace in the backs, and they're using them. Both sides, John, kicking a lot in these early stages.
Well, they got two good kickers of the ball too in David Lyon and Gary Schofield kicks the ball very well, so they'll be looking for good field position and try and play the game down the opposite end of the field than the end they're trying to defend.
Roy Powell. Warrington, good pass from Powell. Warrington, the holders of this Regal Trophy, beat Bradford 12 points to 2 last season, and 4 times winners, 74, 78, 81, and last season. Schofield again. Just content to put the ball downfield to keep David Lyon and Warrington in this 25-yard line. That's a bad miss by Devotee. Now then, Lyon, he's got support with him on the outside. Just ran out of that support, but tremendous play by Warrington. Kevin Ellis. And just look at the battle there between those two Tiger scrum halves. Good run by David Lyon. And already, Mr. Campbell, 1 or 2 players having a word with Kevin Ellis.
Well, we have both these players are candidates for the...
David Lyon. And I think as this game goes on, we'll see a lot of fire from those two half-backs, Goulding and Ellis, and these forwards. Leeds, first attack of the game then. Goulding. Looking to Mike O'Neill, a real rugby league servant, Mike O'Neill. Spent seasons at Widnes with coach Doug Lawton. Just 5 minutes gone. Still Warrington 0, Leeds 0. Richard Gunn. I don't think he'll get through around this ruck. Goulding going for the line. He's over. Well, who would be a commentator? I said I don't think anyone will get through around the ruck. We commented on the tight marking at the play of the ball, but to the delight of those Leeds spectators, little Bobby Goulding, £90,000, he joined them from Wigan in the summer, steals the first try, and what a steal it was.
Well, it's poor marker defence, and Bobby got out of there. One of Bobby's strengths is he will take on the opposition. He doesn't mind going down the middle, so here he is at dummy half. He's pumped the ball one way, slipped out, and beaten Kevin Ellis on the other side of the ruck. It's just good thinking. Pushes the marker one side.
And of course,
halfback
John,
on halfback.
You've played him at hooker once or twice, so he's really got strength, hasn't he?
Well, he's a very strong little player, and like I said, one of the things about Bobby that you can count on him doing is getting down the middle of the park, and he doesn't mind taking the forwards on, so, you know, it's a good try.
So, Simon Irving, centre, not the easiest of kicks. It's in, yes, it's in. I thought it was going to swing out to that left, but a good kick from Irving there, puts the Leeds fans in good heart. 6 points to 0 already. We can see here how it just swings in there, just inside that post. But, of course, not a breath of wind about, John, is there?
No, it's a great day for rugby league. You know, it's a cold day, but there's no wind. The pitch is in very good condition as well.
Roy Powell, strong, willing worker. Used on over 19 test occasions by Great Britain coach Mal Reilly, Powell, for his dependability. 1 or 2 of the crowd looking for a knock-on there, but referee Mr. Campbell says no, that was a knock-on. Yep, Ellery Hanley. He is the player coach at Leeds beneath manager Doug Lawton, so perhaps he might have to say something about the passing or the handling on Tuesday night. And Ellery offside. The number 13 cannot detach himself from the scrum. And of course, a differential penalty. Can't kick for goal. All penalties at the scrum, apart from foul play, a differential penalty. So Warrington looking to get points back on the board. Ellis again. That's a good ball to Mercer. Just couldn't get through on that yard. Good tackle again by Goulding. Wyers on the attack. Gary Sanderson. Just 12 yards now from this Leeds line. Looking for that long bullet pass from Ellis to Shelford. The blind side looks to be on. Phil Sumner. Certainly Warrington opening play out. Fifth tackle, will it be the bomb? It looks it. No, it's the grubber kick. It's a nice one. Oh, has he got down there? Mr. Campbell has given it. A tremendous kick. Mr. Campbell, Dave Campbell was there. He's given the try. It looks as if he's injured in the process, but Tony Thornley, he's a big lad, he's a strong lad, and he got there. His 5th try of the season. Tremendous effort, and what a lovely kick. Took people by surprise, John.
It was. Here it is, a good ball to Kelly Shelford. Shelford takes the ball up to the line, then it's a left foot stab, and he just gets it in behind the defensive line. A little bit slow in getting back there, and the fullback was slow coming across, but certainly a great try for Warrington.
And I think John will probably see that he just gets downward pressure on there, doesn't he, with his left arm?
Well, he's in between the two Leeds players there, and that's not a great shot, but he definitely got between the two players, and the defensive side's just in a bit of a position there. They don't know whether to come forward hard and stop the try, or once there's a kick in behind them, they're in a bit of trouble.
So, David Lyon, like a straightforward goal. Attempt. It is 2 points to David Lyon. His 15th goal of the season, and already we've got points on the board. 12 points in 11 minutes. Warrington 6, Leeds 6, and I'm sure, Alex, Leeds must be upset by that try. It was a silly one, wasn't it?
Well, if Leeds was upset, I would think also that Warrington would be upset, because Bobby Goulding got the ball off Kevin Ellis when Warrington had the first tackle, and that was a big mistake. Leeds got a penalty, took it to the corner and scored off it. But that was a great piece of thinking by Shelford. Everybody expected the bomb, the chip to the line, and that's a good try from young Thornley.
Yes, but I would think there'd be quite a bit of controversy, John, about that try from that shot.
Certainly will, Ray. Didn't look like he got anywhere near the ball.
But it's 6 points. So Warrington in possession. Already Warrington been commanding the possession, but not really getting out of this half, I don't think. Hanley moving in, tackling, driving in, forcing the man back. It really is a very strong game now, this modern rugby league. Big 16-stone men who can run. Jackson coming on well there. This is good forward play. And that's good play by Warrington. Hemmed in at the kick. Ellis taking it the other way. Marvin Edwards to Bentley. Good tackle. Des Drummond, number 2 for Warrington. Not the biggest of players, but certainly one of the strongest. Hanley. Hanley will be well watched, well policed. 3 defenders there. Gunn. Leeds beginning to make inroads from this ruck now, John.
Yeah, they're starting to find a few holes up the middle, but both sides are prepared to throw the ball around, and there's a drop goal attempt by Bobby Goulding. Then was just a little bit wide of the mark.
Well, good attempt, well worth it, but still, Warrington 6 and Leeds 6. Oh, slip, Goulding.
Well, it's unforced errors like that that just give coaches nightmares. I mean, you know, the player just dropped the ball, no real pressure on him at all.
Steve Malloy driving in. Any problems down there on the bench, Alec? Any coaches?
No, just things down here like a coach's nightmare. The guys, Warrington, have dropped the ball on the first tackle twice and really put Leeds in an attacking position. You can't do anything about that. Coaches do work it, and here's Gary Schofield, and that's right through the middle.
And there it is, Schofield. A tremendous tactician, and I think in that drop goal we're given some indication of how tight this game will be. Both sides, I think, well aware that a drop goal could actually settle this game by the end of the season. What a reward this man has been since he joined from Hull.
Yeah, here's a long ball back to Schofield. And I think with the Bobby Goulding attempt about a minute earlier, that was a tip-off that Leeds were going to go for the 1 point, Ray.
And there it is. This is a good shot. The old maxim, never come away from your opponent's 25 without a point. So, edging Leeds then. Ahead, 7 points to 6. Just 14 minutes gone. Despite all those points, John, the tackling is pretty fierce, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. I think that's one of the areas that the game has really picked up in the last couple of seasons. I think both these sides are very good defensive sides.
Lyon standing there, holding the Leeds players, have to keep 10 yards apart from the person who receives the ball, or else they're offside.
I'd just like to see both the defensive side kept back another couple of yards, Ray. I mean, it's something that I'm always on about getting a better 5, but if we can get those defensive sides a little bit further back, it just opens the game up a little bit.
Well, I think we saw that with the Australian referee, Bill Harrigan, last week in the Great Britain-Papua New Guinea game, John.
Well, the way some of these players hit now, it's just like running into a brick wall.
That's a good kick. Can he catch it? He does. Beautiful kick there from Kelly Shelford. Judged the bounce perfectly, Chris Rudd. Warrington on the attack. Foster going down the blind side. Just held up there by Irving. And he's lost the ball, but that's a penalty. Well, John, now should that be a penalty? He stole the ball, did he?
It was a handover, Ray. It was the last tackle, so one way or the other, Leeds were going to end up with the ball, and I think the referee, probably the Warrington player, released the ball, but it was a handover anyway.
And that's a high tackle. Yes.
They were a great 6 tackles for Warrington. There's a little bit of variation. They tried to go down the middle. They moved the ball and ended up with a nice chip, which put Leeds under a bit of pressure.
And here we can probably see the high tackle, John.
Yeah, well, again, the defensive player gets there very quick. Wrong foot's the defence, and it was a high tackle.
Goulding at the hub to Powell. Leeds looking for position here, looking just to maintain possession. Schofield and Goulding at the first receiver. There's Schofield distributing. Devote. Normally a loose forward, this lad, Gary Devote, number 12, but in the second row now in Hanley's presence. Goulding again. Pressure on Drummond. This man very strong, very tiny. Viewers might remember him in the old Superstars days. Great athlete.
When you're coaching against Desi Drummond, you just got to make sure you get there in numbers. You can't, one person can't get there in front of anybody else, or Desi Drummond will beat him.
Tiny, compact, powerful man. But this Leeds defence certainly improved in recent weeks under coach Lawton. Back to Lyon. And very little separating these two sides in the league. Leeds third in Division 1 with 13 points, and Warrington fourth with 12 points. So just one league point separating them, and here one match point. 7 points to 6 in Leeds' favour. That's a good kick. Superb kick from Schofield. 65 yards there from Gary Schofield. Great Britain captain last week, just 26 years of age, one of the great players in the game. £150,000 he cost from Hull back in '87.
Certainly a cool customer, isn't he, Ray? He can, you know, he keeps his cool and he's just nice and steady and never, you know, very rarely does he make
He's like all great players, I think, John. They can be detached from a game, can't they?
Yeah, he's had plenty of time to do anything.
Drummond coming in nicely with a good tackle again there. Good cover. That's good copy boot, loose forward play. Any youngsters watching this game, notice how Hanley moved across to cover the wingman. But it's Warrington on the attack. Good pass to Forster. Very quick lad, this Mark Forster, a sprinter. Been plagued with injuries. Referee Campbell on the spot. Ready? Flyer, Forster, Ellis. That's a good kick. It puts problems on Edwards. He lets it go. Marvin Edwards, of course, letting the ball go into touch there because, of course, under the rules now in rugby league, it's the Leeds side that will receive the head and ball at the scrum. Alex, everything calm on the dugout, or?
Yes, there's some very cool, calm and collected down here, but isn't there some beautiful battles going on out there? Schofield and Goulding, Ellis and Shelford. What a real battle of wits. Schofield looks the master at the moment, and Goulding, I think they're doing more for Leeds than Ellis and Shelford, but what a great gaming prospect.
What do you think Ellis and Shelford have got to do then, Alex?
Well, I think they've got to take the ball up a little bit more. Schofield seems to have a lot of time to think where he's going to put the ball in and where he's going to kick the ball. I think what they've got to do is stop him and pressurise him a little bit more.
And we can see there from the territorial advantage how Leeds have stolen the points when they've been down in that half. Hanley, 20 minutes gone, 7 points to 6. That's how Hanley likes to run, not how he likes to pass though. The passing not going too well for Ellery Hanley at the moment. He has been out of course for 3 weeks. He's had that sprung shoulder, and no matter how great a player you are, you need to get back into the game to get into the groove. Ellis to Shelford. Dwayne Mann. Gary Sanderson, former amateur rugby league player with the Thatcher Heath Club. Oh, Goulding in there, spotted that move. I think someone at Leeds had been looking at 1 or 2 videos of Warrington, knew that Ellis was coming round, judged the situation, but that's a good kick from Lyon again, putting the pressure on. Goulding spotted the situation well there, John. Well,
he read the run around perfectly, and he was, you know, he's quick to come up out of the defensive line, and he wasn't in two minds. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he did it.
2 experienced players there, David Creaser and Paul Dixon, both internationals. Hanley. Looking for the quick play of the ball. Bentley. Former Sale player. And there, a former Warrington player. 21 years old, number 8, Steve Malloy.
It was a great run, Ray, and it was an equally good tackle. He hit the ball nice on the advantage line, came onto it really strongly, but was just cut down with a perfect low tackle.
As John Mooney was saying, get there in numbers when you're facing Des Drummond. Dwayne Mann.
Just hit by 3 players.
This Leeds defence certainly tightened up, John, hasn't it, in recent weeks?
It has tightened up, and it's been one of the you know, that's been one of the biggest improvements in their game. The fact that they, you know, that they're tackling very well, and you know, I think if you look at the table, they've got the best defensive record in the league.
Well, Warrington, 1 or 2 Warrington supporters would say, because they were offside there, that helps a good defence. But nevertheless, it's an attacking chance now for Warrington.
they've got some nice little set pieces that they do, Warrington, from their taps too. They, you know, they usually have 1 or 2 up, and then they go through a nice little set play. It's things that they practice at training, so we might see something happen in a minute. Maybe the next ruck.
Shelford. And I think this is what Kelly Shelford has to do, this big, powerful New Zealand test standoff. He's got to run more, take players on. Goulding really spotting Kevin Ellis out of the game at the moment, moving in very, very quickly on him. Bob Jackson now, trying to set by example. And the penalty, the touch judge there, Mr. Lomas, obviously spotting something, having a word with David Campbell. And it looks to be Simon Irving, I think, 24 years old. A youngster making his way in the game at Headingley. Now, what will Warrington do? Are they going to keep the pressure on, or go for goal? Keep the pressure on. You think that's a sensible decision, John, or...?
No, well, I think if David Lyon was confident in kicking the goal, well, I think you should take the 2, but remains to be seen if they score a 4-pointer. You know, we're all wrong.
Well, here's the chance. Warrington now driving in. Phil Sumner loses the ball again. And a couple of times we've seen Warrington lose that ball when no pressure on them. And those are crucial chances going there. Richard Gunn again, coming away from that acting half-back position.
His form's been very good, Ray, Richard Gunn. He played very well against us a few weeks ago, and he's getting out of dummy half, and good pass off the ground when he's got to pass the ball to his backs.
Yeah, former British sixth form colleges, schoolboy international. Schofield again, employing that 5th tackle with the kick. Oh, and it's a cruncher again. Spotted that Des Drummond was up 4 or 5 yards too early. Puts the ball behind him, and that keeps the Leeds momentum moving.
Well, both teams are kicking the ball particularly well on the 6th tackle. It's it's end-to-end stuff, and both kickers are doing a really good job. Ellis and Schofield, they kick the ball very well. Just
15 minutes left in this first half. Ellis looking for the ball, almost a heel against the head. And Goulding driving in. He certainly put some tackles in, Goulding. He's playing like a loose forward. Ellis looking to move the ball out to Rudd. Rudd got plenty of pace. Oh, here's a chance now. He's looking for Foster inside him. Good tackle by Marvin Edwards. Stop Foster. And suddenly Warrington roaring to life. Plenty of pace out there. Warrington again to Ellis. Goulding looking for him. And he's offside. Yes. Yes, the smile on Ellis's face. Goulding definitely offside. Almost a personal battle there going on between those two scrum halves, Ellis and Goulding. And I think sensibly electing to go for goal, John.
Well, I think they probably learned from the last lesson where they were in a kickable position and they didn't take the 2. And, this is maybe a little further the kick, but it's over towards the post closer. So, I think it's the right decision.
So, David Lyon, 37 yards out to the right of the posts. No wind at all to speak of. Very calm day here at Wilderspool. Just 15 goals this season. A kick that could restore the lead to the Regal Trophy holders. He's got the height. He's got the direction. Well worth taking, so that Goulding offside, punish there. Warrington moving in the lead, 8 points to 7.
Okay, if you look right out to the left, you'll see Bobby Goulding come into the picture really quickly. I mean, the stripe line across the field is at, that's about 2 yards back from the play of the ball. But if we look out here, here's Goulding right up amongst the Warrington players. He was well offside.
We said there wouldn't be much between these two sides, and there certainly isn't, John, is there?
No, well, the two early tries put us off a little bit. I thought it'd be a very close game without many points being scored, and when they both got over the line the first 10-15 minutes of the game, I thought, gee, we might be in for some points, but I think it'll be tight.
I wouldn't be surprised if we had some points in the last 20 minutes of this game, the way these two packs are going at each other. It's very hard, it's very strong. Dwayne Mann now, this 16-stone hooker from Glenorah in New Zealand, pounding down the middle. Lyon, well done by Lyon. Nicely manoeuvred himself round Devote and still put the kick in to Bentley. Not had much to do this afternoon, John Bentley, so far. Another Kiwi there, Marvin Edwards. To Schofield. To Malloy, looking for a big game against his former club. £120,000 buy, this number 8 for Leeds from Warrington. To Hanley. Shows the strength, the power of this man. Gets the ball to Schofield. Can he get it away? He does. Now then, he's got Irving out. Oh, Irving's gone inside. Perhaps Simon Irving should have stayed outside there, John.
Well, he should have, and anything could have happened. There could have been a try on the end of it, but again, it shows you the great strength of Ellery.
To Edwards. Edwards now. Gibson. One or two of the fans screaming for an obstruction, but I don't think it was. To Goulding, looking for the drop again. Little short. But certainly it's an all-action game, this. This is how rugby league should be played. Tackling, running, passing, kicking, every skill, every aspect of the game. Mercer. Back to Forster. Had some good runs, this lad, Mark Forster. And both sides attempting to play the ball very, very quickly. Keep the ball in action. Dwayne Mann again. Edwards positioning himself well. Just joined Leeds from Wellington Club in New Zealand. Bentley coming in, did well to come in there just to hold the ball, allow his forwards to get back, allow Leeds to regroup. Gibson. To Hanley. Certainly, John, Ellery Hanley seems to be running a lot very close to the ruck.
Well, Ellery will do whatever he's got to do. I mean, if there's tight yards needed, Ellery, he's prepared to take the tight yards. If there's a little bit of room, he'll get out a bit wider. But just a mix-up there in the kicking play. It went to one of the unheralded kickers in their team.
Yes, Roy Powell being forced into a kicking position.
Both teams are starting to tire a little bit too, I think, Ray. There's, you know, something might give in the next couple of minutes.
Ellis. Jackson. Good ball from Jackson. Can he get it away again? He does. Oh, that's a good ball to Kelly Shelford. He's bursting down the middle. He's got Kevin Ellis with him. It's Ellis for the line. Oh, he's lost it. But he knew he was going to get caught. Tremendous tackle by Carl Gibson, but I do think that Kevin Ellis should have retained the possession. I think he heard Des Drummond screaming on his inside.
Here's Kelly Shelford. He gets into the clear. He gets inside Schofield, puts his foot on the accelerator and makes a race of it, moves the ball. Kevin Ellis is gone, but he's caught from behind. Actually, the ball was knocked out of his hand.
Yeah, but good play there by Ellis and Shelford.
They'll just try and make this 6 tackles count, Warrington. They'll try and keep Leeds pinned in that 22 and come up with some very, very good defence.
I think, Alex, both sides, as John said, beginning to tire and defence is opening up.
Well, I wouldn't think that Warrington are beginning to tire. They look to me as though they're just coming on the boil. They've turned up the gas a little bit and they're putting Leeds under tremendous amount of pressure. I was just thinking, Ray, sat on the bench here, if you wanted a heart to operate on, there's 26 here you could have and you wouldn't be disgraced having any one of them.
Could I have you as Alex, please? So, Des Drummond. Any substitutions, Alex, about to be made?
Well, we've got the board. It's on. Looks like Leeds are going to make one. We've got 12 down here, but I think the problem's going to be: are they going to check the chant before half-time?
Well, it's a gamble. Warrington now playing some of their best rugby. Now that hit a Leeds man. Was it a knock-on? I think it was. Yes, it was. And I think we spotted Paul Dixon on the touchline there. Alex mentioned the figure number 12. I think that was for number 12 to come off. Gary Devotee, there it is, and Paul Dixon, the Great Britain international. He's just coming back from injury. I think possibly Doug Lawton was a little loath to start the game with Paul Dixon, but he's certainly one of Leeds' front men in the six. Just 5 minutes remaining. A timely substitute or not, John?
Yeah, I think he's a very good player, Paul Dixon, and if he's got a pass in him and he can, you know, something could happen around Paul Dixon. But that was a good decision by the referee too there. You've got to give him a rap. The crowd weren't that happy, but, you know, it was the right decision.
Chris Rudd, very quick lad this. Again, another from the amateur game from Kells in Cumbria. And Ellis getting the passes out, but he's lost it. And there's Richard Gunn again, hard-working, solid, always around where the ball is, where the rucks are, picking up the ball. Malloy driving in. Some very fit men in these two sets of forwards. To Schofield, good switch to Dixon, straight away, Schofield again. That's a good ball, but missed. I think Carl Gibson, John Bentley there, not really anticipating that pass, but a tremendously constructive pass there from Schofield. If looks could kill, John.
I don't know if it was a good pass or not. I was about to catch it up here in the commentary box. Scoey he gave that one a little bit of air.
Well, you were a half-back, John, and I was a second row. Drummond. Warrington settling things down here. We've had a frantic pace from the Wires, as they're known, after the once great traditional wire pulling industry in the town, but settling things down here now, just using the forwards, driving through with the pack. Gary Mercer. Ellis, will he put one of those long passes in? He does, to Shelford. Thornley, but good tackling. Leeds coming in well from the outside. Simon Irving. Ellis. Nice kick for Forster, but the referee, Mr. Campbell, pointing there, instructing Forster that he was offside if he interfered with the ball. Having a good game, I think, this referee, John. Yeah,
well, that's good play. And when the referee can communicate with the players like that and they're prepared to take notice of him, it saves a bit of whistle blowing, so it is good refereeing.
Leeds ball. Goulding. He'll hold on to this. He'll not want to give this ball away so near the line. Strong, stocky customer. Schofield.
They'll just be prepared to graft the ball up the middle now for a couple of rucks and see if they can get a good kick and chase in.
Mike O'Neill just won't go down. I think that's an indication, John. Pretty much even Stevens, really.
Yeah, hasn't been a lot in it. They've
Edwards, perhaps a little early. Now then, Phil Ford likes to cut inside. Knock on. Just 2 minutes left in this first half. Now then, can Warrington win this ball? It is their head and ball. Ellis looks as if he's setting something up there with Shelford. Scrum's very even, none against the head. Good heel to Shelford. And the kick, and the chase for Drummond. Now then, Drummond, he's catching on John Bentley, but well back. Well back from John Bentley. Spotted the danger. Carl Gibson. And Warrington will be keen to keep Leeds down here. Seconds ticking away in this first half. Not had much stoppage time. Into the last minute. Warrington desperate to get this ball. Hanley. He'll keep hold of it. And the fifth tackle, I think Richard Gunn's forgotten. He has. Cheers from the Warrington crowd. I think Richard Gunn forgot that it was the fifth tackle, so the handover now. Get on with the game, says Mr. Campbell. Jackson. One or two of these forwards I think will be welcoming this half-time rest, John.
Well, they will, Ray, but, you know, it's just another indication of the very short 5 yards. Once the referee comes in over the ruck, the players tend to creep up, and this is Warrington's last chance. They've got to try and get some points here. We're right on the stroke of half-time, and something's got to give.
Ellis, back to Shelford. Oh, good play by Shelford. He's a very strong, stocky lad, this Kiwi. Good pounding run there by Neil Harmon. Warrington's last chance before the half-time hooter. Still leading, 8 points to 7. Shelford, it's manned, the kick. Well picked up by Marvin Edwards. Possibly the last chance there. And offside, yes. Dwayne Mann indicating there was offside, and John Bentley, well taken. Very, very good quick play the ball by Bentley. Two of the Warrington players were walking with their back turned to the opposition. Hanley holding possession, doing the same. To Gunn. Bentley again, coming inside now, looking for action. Gibson, a good run here from Carl Gibson. Now then it's Schofield on the attack to Richard Gunn. Schofield again, he's lost it. Well, this is breathless stuff, John, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's end to end, and I thought there was a forward pass in there amongst all that stuff, so it's probably a little bit of justice there that they ended up dropping the ball.
Into injury time now in this first half. Sanderson driving in. Warrington desperate to increase this lead at the half-time. Good crunching run there. Just look at the power of those runs. Taking 2 and 3 men to put him down there. Neil Harmon. Ellis, the long pass to Shelford. Oh, well covered by Goulding. Just taken there by Goulding, and Roy Powell now to settle it down. There's the hooter. A magnificent 40 minutes, and I think Roy Powell there says thank goodness it's half-time too. He'll want to drink, he'll want a cup of tea, he'll want to sit down on the bench and a rest. 8 points to 7 there for Warrington. The quick start from Leeds, the try from Goulding and the conversion from Irving, and then Thornley the try, the Lion conversion. And I think that drop goal from Schofield shows how difficult it was. Handling errors, as we might expect in a game like this.
Gary, what do you think about this kind of a game?
It's a hard game, Alex, and all we can do is going to come out and give 100% and win the game.
And what can we say about the second half? Will it be as good as what the first half?
It's going to be just as strong, and we're going to come out even stronger.
Well, best of luck.
And I'm sure a very, very tired forward there, Gary Mercer, looking for the half-time. Warrington 8, Leeds 7. But those handling errors, I think, John, they signify how hard this game has been.
Yeah, well, it was always going to be tight. It was going to be hard, and they've had the better of the field position. Warrington, they've come up. It's a tight game. There'll be nothing in it. There's going to be a lot of discipline showed in the second half by the winners.
And the possession there just shows how keen the game is. 8 points to 7 then for
8, Leeds 7, and we'll rejoin John Mooney and Ray French.
Yes, certainly Leeds do know they're in a match, and I think Warrington know that they're in a match, but all those fans mingling happily together, some enjoying the delights of a Lancashire hot pot, but I'm sure the talking point on that terrace will be that try of Tony Thornley. did Leeds full-back Marvin Edwards knock the ball away, or did Thornley exert downward pressure, John, for the try?
Well, I don't know. Everybody can make up their own mind here, Ray, but this is a great shot. And we see the Leeds fullback coming across. The Warrington players diving at the ball there. The hands appear to all miss the ball as far as I was concerned, the way I saw it. Maybe the Leeds fullback knocked it away, but a very difficult decision for the referee to make.
Well, whatever the decision, it was decisive, and Mr. Campbell was on the spot, and as players say in the game, it'll be in the papers tomorrow. But who will be in the papers tomorrow as to who's going through to the second round draw on Monday, the next 40 minutes will tell. And I don't think the bookmakers will be giving more than even money on either of them. Warrington just that 1 point in the lead. That David Lyon penalty goal, and a lot depending here on the lead skipper and player coach Ellery Hanley, and equally Bob Jackson, the Warrington skipper. Had a hard grafting game as Bob Jackson led his forwards by example.
Well, it was certainly an exciting first half, Ray, and I'm sure we're in for a great second half of rugby league. And whichever team comes to Warrington to play, they really know they've been in a game, because they make it very, very tough for everyone.
And David Creaser, coming back from injury, former Great Britain international, on for Welsh international Phil Ford. Be interesting to see, will Creaser take up the position on the wing, or will he go to his normal centre position, possibly allowing Irving or Gibson to go on the wing? But a crunching tackle already there from Warrington forward Phil Sumner. And if this second 40 minutes can match the first, then I think this should be a classic. Alex, anything materialised at half-time? Any instructions?
Well, obviously, I would think Brian Johnson will definitely be saying to Warrington, this is where we decide which way this tie will go. The tackling in the first 10 minutes, I imagine, will be ferocious. And it's very, very important who does what right, because Warrington look to me as though they want to keep Leeds down in this half.
And Dixon now getting into the half. Is he running out of options? Oh, carrying that ball in one arm, tucked under his hand. He would have been better in two. It could have given him options either way. But here's one man with options. Ellery Hanley now puts it on the side. But the ball, really, the pass from Marvin Edwards to Irving, not necessarily, but it's a penalty. Obstruction, says Mr. Campbell, the witness.
Well, again, that was nice refereeing, because the referee saw the penalty, saw the infringement at the play the ball, and played the advantage. Let Ellery keep going to see what would come of the situation.
So Leeds looking to go back into the lead, and it's this lad number 3, Simon Irving, to take the kick. This game hovering, going either way, certainly illustrates all that rugby league has meant to Warrington, and the Warrington Museum about to hold an exhibition of rugby league, 100 years in the town, and any players out there watching, or any supporters with past caps and mementos, are asked to loan them to the exhibition. So have a route in your attic. As Irving checks at the post, gets the sights. It's a good kick, it's an excellent kick, it's straight between the posts. So just again 1 point separating the two sides. Leeds 9, Warrington 8, and the Simon Irving goal. So certainly, John, discipline going to be vital in this match, isn't it?
Certainly is, Ray, and it was a great run from Paul Dixon to get them out of their half, but he hit that ball sweetly. It was a great kick.
And Paul Dixon beginning to have some impact on the game.
Well, he certainly was. He just made a 50-metre run on the second last tackle and put Leeds in a position to get the 2 points.
But Dwayne Mann, good tackle by Mann, forcing Richard Gunn back. Tremendous personal battles here between the hookers, between the scrum halves, and especially between the loose forwards. Hanley now beginning to run, beginning to present a danger. Referee Campbell just saying to Bob Jackson, just get out of his way. Schofield, again, kicking for position.
That was a great chase then, Ray. They, you know, the kick was really good, but the chase was possibly even better than the kick.
Leeds always had top-class standoffs. Lewis Jones, Vic Hay, John Holmes, Mick Shoebottom, and now that man, Gary Schofield. Mercer got that extra yard of pace in the pack. Well taken there by Chris Rudd. Strong, simple, direct running there from the props. Gibson out on the wing now. Has played on the wing many times.
Might have been injured in that tackle too, Ray.
Yeah. Now then, did he go over on his ankle, John, or was it sort of a chest injury, the impact?
I don't know, but as soon as you saw the tackle, and you know, I was particularly watching Gibson's face, he looked like he was in pain straight away.
Yes, looks to be his ankle, the right ankle. Carl Gibson, a good servant, 11 test caps, 27 years of age, signed for £50,000 from Buckley.
The Warrington players as well, you know, they were the ones that noticed the injury as well, so, you know, it's good sportsmanship.
There's a tremendous spirit in this game, John. There's some powerful tackling, but the players sort of chatting to each other, helping each other when in trouble. Gibson still in some pain, limping there. Goulding. To Drummond, and Goulding following his kick with the tackle. That's good play. A good kick is only as good as the chase, and Goulding, good tackling stint from this halfback. Jackson. And Goulding again, he's really putting in some tackles there, John.
He's having a big game. He's, you know, he's playing like a player that's got something to prove.
Kelly Shelford. Well, he took that ball standing still. He should have been running onto the ball. And Warrington forced back into the kick from Ellis. To Bentley. Strong lad, 6 foot, 14 stone. Doesn't mind coming in the middle, shrugs off one forward. Takes 2 forwards to put him down. That's a powerful run from John Bentley. It's a gun.
They just look like they've started this second half a little bit better, Leeds, don't they? They've just picked their tempo up a little bit, and you know, they just seem like they're playing with a little bit more determination than Warrington at this stage.
Yeah, and that was a sloppy play the ball by Leeds. The acting halfback too far back. Dixon. I wouldn't be surprised to see Leeds moving for the drop goal again. Goulding. And the 5th tackle. Schofield positioning himself on the left-hand side there. Here it, oh, it's not. It's a high one. It's a good one. Lyons underneath it. He's missed it. It's there. No. Ellery Hanley appealing for the try, but referee Campbell says that they were offside. You must stay 10 yards off the receiver, and obviously it wasn't done.
Well, we'll just have a look and see if the Leeds players are behind the kick. The players on the inside of Schofield definitely are not behind the kick. Therefore, they can't come within that 10 metres. So he didn't get a free shot at the ball either. You know, they interfered with the fullback when he went to catch the ball.
Carl Gibson just limped off the pitch. And Phil Ford coming onto the field. Narrow escape for Warrington there. Ellis trying to get this game moving now to Mercer. Mercer, good long pass. Oh, well taken there. Superb run by Forster. Shrugs off two men. That's good passing in midfield. Launching these wings. Warrington now on the attack. Ellis. What a game Mercer's having. Did that go behind? No. Huge roar goes up from the crowd there. I must confess, John, I thought that went behind.
Yeah, it was a judgment call from the referee. You know, just watching it, I thought it might have gone behind him as well. But it's a let-off for Leeds, and, you know, they're still in the game.
A lot of handling errors in the game. But I think it's the pressure, it's the intensity of the tackling. A lot of nerves out there. Goulding, good switch from Schofield. Good cover too by Ellis. Good scrum half play. Kept close on the blind side.
When you get two sides are prepared to throw the ball around like these two sides, Ray, you've got to come up with a few handling errors, and you know, I don't think either coach would be that displeased. That was a great long ball that Gary Mercer threw out to the winger. That was, you know, it was a great cutout pass.
Alec, Cal Gibson, serious problems or just an ankle strain?
No, it's a very serious problem. He's got a problem with the ankle. He doesn't look too happy about it, and down here on the bench it's getting a little bit hectic. Looks like a couple of substitutes could be coming on any time. One for Warrington, definitely. Looks like Martin Crompton's getting just wired up a little bit. But I don't think this game is over yet. I think Leeds look as though they've got that little bit extra yard of pace, and Warrington look as though they need to get the second win very quickly.
So just 10 minutes gone, and still just that 1 point difference. Leeds 9, Warrington 8. The Irving penalty goal proving the difference. Good run. Tremendous run here now by this prop forward. Just look at that man go. Neil Harmon. That's fitness. That's power. That's pace. The roar goes up. Warrington on the attack here now. The long ball from Ellis to Shelford. The overlap. Perhaps he missed out one too many players. But it's still going. It's still Warrington on the attack. But tremendous defence here from Leeds. The fifth tackle. Surely Ellis will put a high ball. No. The little chip is picked up by Shelford. To Mercer again. Just can't take the ball. Mark Foster couldn't take the ball. He's annoyed with himself. The chance was on. The chance was there.
Well, they got a first-grade bounce here. Warrington, the ball came straight back to Kelly Shelford. Mercer went for another one of those long cut-out passes. It was a little bit high, and the winger maybe had dropped off a little.
So Leeds coming away with the ball. Gunn. Irving. Crunching tackle.
Where they were just a bit slow out of the blocks early, Warrington, they seem to have picked up the tempo pretty nicely now, and they're back in this game.
And I think Gary Schofield realises he's got to keep Warrington down this half. Warrington now looking strong, looking good, as Lyon forces his way through. Schofield trying to play Warrington in their own half. Kelly Shelford still gets it away. Now then, perhaps another good run from Neil Harmon. Ellis, the run around. Good pass. Now then, the overlap to Rudd. Ellis again. He's got some space. Just can't make it. But the defence of Leeds closing in all the time. But it's now Warrington on the attack again. The long pass to Dwayne Mann. To Jackson. Can he get it away? Looks for support. He can't find it. And good play by Phil Ford. Phil Ford coming in from the left. Cuts him off. The fifth tackle again. To Shelford. That's a good kick. He's 50-60 feet in the air. Edwards is underneath it. Tremendous catch there by that youngster, Morvin Edwards. He's possibly used to those in the mud and the rain at Wellington in New Zealand.
They've definitely stepped up a gear, haven't they, Warrington? They're really putting it to Leeds now, and you know, the next 5 minutes are going to be critical. The crowd's roaring.
I think, John, this is the critical stage, isn't it? Warrington really throwing everything at Leeds. Leeds hanging on for grim life, but actually winning this match by 1 point. 9-8. Ellery Hanley playing the skipper's role. And Schofield will be looking to lose this ball as far as he can. Still the pressure on Leeds, can't keep them away. Drummond. Leeds defence very sure, very sound down the middle. Jackson, what a captain's game this lad from Sydney is having. Shelford, that's a good ball. Actually, John, I think possibly the Warrington centres running in at an angle back inside rather than keeping on the outside.
Well, they are, Ray, but as long as they're coming onto the ball as strongly as they have been.
Well, that's a dangerous tackle. Mark Foster protesting, but referee Campbell right on the spot there. It was well taken by Marvin Edwards. This is a bad tackle.
Yeah, well, here Kevin Ellis had the option on the last tackle. He thought long and hard about it, then decided to stick it up. It's a good high kick. Foster's onside. It's a great chase. Fullback's got his eyes on the ball, and he's caught him high, very high.
And Marvin Edwards is in some trouble, and there's no doubt there's a problem here. Could he have swallowed his tongue? And Mark Foster, rightly adjudged by the referee, dismissed, sent from the field. The red card held aloft. So Warrington now down to 12 men.
Yeah, well, the ball's up in the air. It stayed up for a long, long time. It was a great catch. It's a head-high tackle, and he hit him with a bit of force too.
And I think Marvin Edwards actually falls very badly here, John. After the tackle, he's hit just on the mouth, and then he falls awkwardly, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he's gone backwards.
And here we see a rather sad case in any sport. A stretcher being brought on for this young fullback, signed by Doug Lawton in the summer, represented New Zealand, just 23 years of age, from Wellington. Possibly he doesn't know too much about what's happened, concussed as well, I would think. Alex, certainly a note of controversy injected there.
Well, obviously that was a very, very good kick, but it must have been a very, very hard tackle. It looks like Marvin Edwards has fell a little bit awkwardly, and I do now believe that that could be the turning point of this game. Warrington down to 12 men, looks as though they were just getting on top, and I think you're seeing a substitution now from Warrington. I think they're bringing number 8 off, and this is going to be very interesting what's going to happen.
There we see Edwards looking for the ball. Foster coming in, the left arm is high, catches him there around the neck, and really there's a lot of damage in that fall as his head comes back, almost like a boxer on the floor, John, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was, Ray, but the replacement's coming on now, and Martin Crompton's come on. I think they've taken the front rower off. They just need a little bit more mobility now, especially seeing they've got 12 men.
So Crompton coming off, and Crompton coming on, and Neil Harmon, the prop, going off. As John says, more mobility, more pace, and Leeds now fired up. 13 men to 12, 1 point in the lead. So poor Marvin Edwards taken to the dressing rooms. I think, suffering from concussion, and certainly his mouth was bleeding. We'll possibly find out as soon as we can. Leeds now on the attack, driving in. Ellery Hanley now going for the line. That sideways run. Oh, he puts serving away. He can't get the ball away to Hanley. The 5th tackle. 1 tackle on this line. Hanley, it's too deep. Too deep.
Just got to steady themselves down now a little bit, Ray, and weather the storm, Warrington, and just see if they can get a little bit of composure back in their play. They've, you know, Leeds have hit back very strongly.
It's a strange thing, John, but certainly a tackle like that and a sending off offence can fire a team, can't it? Like Leeds.
Well, it can, but Leeds took the bit between their teeth and really attacked, and they you know, in their 6 tackles they went the length of the field and were unlucky not to score. So, like I say, Warrington have just got to steel themselves now and you know, and try and get a little bit of composure back in their play.
Well, there's one man, Crompton, who can bring composure back in the play. Super sub, as he's known as. Every time he seems to come on, something seems to happen. A try from him or somebody else. But that Leeds defence still very, very sound, very sure. Dwayne Mann. Good kick from that hooker. Pinpoint kick. What a kick. And that is a hooker, believe it or not. Not a standoff, not a scrum half, but a hooker with the accuracy to put a pinpoint 60 yards kick like that. I think that kick was all the more important because I think he'd noticed too that Leeds' Phil Ford had gone to the full-back position and Devote to the right wing. So a little bit of 6s and 7s. Andy now taking the game very, very much to himself, setting the example. But I think John, Leeds, if they can get to the halfway line, they've got to use this numerical advantage on the outside, haven't they?
Well, they have. They've got to play it nice and tight and then just try and move the ball to the edges of the ruck or right out to the wing. But they've been playing very well, you know, against 13 men. So, you know, you'd have to think that the balance has probably been tipped in Leeds' favour.
Alex, that injury on Marvin Edwards looked bad, but we know that here is Phil Ford. Phil Ford coming away with that stepping run. Tremendous run, and the 5th tackle coming up. Leeds putting the pressure on. The knock on. Well, a chance, I think, Alex, perhaps to put us in the picture about the plight of Marvin Edwards.
Well, it's very, very good news. We've got he's sat up in the dressing room, he's talking, he looks as though he's got all his faculties back, and really he looks okay. He probably was shaken up a little bit, and I think everything's all right. It's certainly balling up on the pitch right now, and I think the next score is going to be vital.
And here's a possibility. Goulding coming away now then, on the Warrington 25-yard line. 2. Schofield. And Hanley. Oh, too many cooks spoil the broth, and it puts Warrington now. 12-man Warrington, lacking the services of Mark Foster, sent from the pitch for that tackle on Edwards. Jackson. And a lot of pressure now on this Warrington pack.
There certainly is. They've got to, you know, like I said, they've got to put their head down, do a little bit of hard graft, and
they're going, they're still moving. And a good cover tackle there from Mike O'Neill in the scrum cap, number 10. Great servant to rugby league. 10 seasons at Widnes. To Goulding again. Having a fine game, these two half-backs, but a good tackle. Copybook tackle from Ellis to Powell. Will Warrington begin to tire with 12 men? This is what we'll tell now. Gunn driving in. And despite that sending off, Warrington with the territorial advantage. Leeds not had all that many chances.
Yeah, that's surprising, isn't it, Ray, that Warrington have had that sort of field advantage.
Goulding steps out of 2 or 3 tackles. Tricky customer to put down. Very chunky, very strong runner. Goulding, Schofield with the drop. No, good pressure there from Crompton. Kept him down.
I think, like Alex said, you wouldn't mind putting your money on the team that scores the next try. It's been a tough, tight contest, and I think, you know, the next try will just it'll win the game for someone.
A lot at stake in this Regal Trophy. £32,000 to the eventual winners, a record, and £300,000 at stake for all the teams entered. Good run. Now then, to Crompton. Gary Mercer, the knock-on, now playing in the centre, has played there before, was a wingman with New Zealand, just only last season converted to a forward, so he won't mind being in the backs. But of course, the Warrington pack will.
Just the first signs of fatigue there setting in, I think, with Gary Mercer.
Goulding to Schofield, looking for Bentley. He finds Bentley, but well spotted by Shelford. Shelford, the number 6 there for Warrington, in the primrose and blue, came in very, very quick. Hanley going away. Such a powerful man. £250,000 world record signing, Hanley, and here's another one. Irving cuts inside. Good tackle by Jackson. The pressure now on Warrington. Leeds looking to consolidate that lead. Goulding, the short pass to Hanley again. Just held down. 3 men to take him down. Referee Campbell wants the ball played quickly. It is to Goulding, the dummy. Cuts inside. Good tackle by Mercer. The 5th tackle. Schofield misses it. Back to Schofield again. He looks for the drop. He goes himself. To Mike O'Neill. Charges for the line. Devoted loses it. Well, there was a little bit of 6s and 7s about the Leeds play there, John, but they almost grabbed a try out of it.
Well, it's amazing how many times that happens, Ray, when there's a bad pass or a drop ball and they pick up the ball and continue the play on. It's amazing how many breaks come out of those sort of things. They're really hanging on at the moment, Warrington, aren't they?
They are. Just 15 minutes left for these 12 men to hang on. And of course, Leeds hanging on. 1 point in the lead, 9 points to 8. And a penalty. Penalty to Bob Jackson. Bob complaining, but infringement there at the play the ball. And surely Leeds will go for goal. And they do.
That'll be a very interesting replay when we have a look at this to see whether the ball... Well, Bob Jackson's played the ball forward with his foot, and the referee's deemed that he's picked it up in the middle of the ruck area being the place between the two players. So referee's opinion there, and they're always right.
I wonder whether that was another example, John, of tiredness, that, you know, Bob really was intending to play the ball and just hadn't got the energy to lift that leg up.
Well, I'm sure there was a mistake there in the first place, that the ball did go forward.
So, a very, very important kick for Irving. 23 yards out, left of the post. He does, he gets it, it's there. Just edges out Leeds, takes them a little shade further now. 11 points to 8, and that means that Warrington have to score a try to go in the lead. Well struck, accurate, no problem at all. Good exhibition of kicking from Irving. 13 minutes to go, 3 points difference. And that is a mistake. Over-eagerness. The ball direct into touch, and so a penalty to Leeds. Now then, is Irving confident enough? Is he a strong enough kicker to elect to go for goal? 1 or 2 people, I think, would.
I don't think he will, Ray. I think it's too far out. And at this stage of the game, I think, you know, you just hang on to possession, try and play some good field position, and I think they'll be still looking for a try, though, Leeds.
And again, Leeds, let's not forget, as we enter this final 10 minutes, Leeds with a man extra, 13 men to 12. Mert Forster off the field, sent off for the tackle on Morvin Edwards. Mike O'Neill. Alex, will this 12 men for Warrington tell, do you think?
Well, I always think that in these situations where great players win matches, and here we have a chance for Leeds. They've got an extra man and they're really attacking the Warrington line, but we've also got a problem where Ellery Alney has just received a knock, and maybe it's on that shoulder which he's been troubled with for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But I do believe that great players win matches, and I think Leeds have got more great players at this moment in time.
Well, we see Hanley packing down. He has had a sprung shoulder and he's missed the last 3 matches, but I don't think he'll want to come off at this stage. I think he'll have to be taken off. Crompton in possession. Warrington.
I think you probably need 3 security guards with guns to get Ellery off at this stage, Ray.
No tries this half, but certainly no lack of action, no lack of atmosphere here at Wilderspool. The Warrington fans still trying to roar their favourites on. That's a good pass from Shelford to Drummond. Can he get away from Bentley? No. Well spotted by Bentley, and John Bentley there helping Des Drummond to his feet. But if that man did get a yard on Bentley, well, it could be a try.
Well, he just backed himself on the outside, didn't he, and took the odds to it. But again, it's given Leeds the possession in the Warrington half.
So it's Leeds Goulding again, coming away, keeping it tight, keeping it close. Powell. Good strong run from this Great Britain second row.
See, they can't really lose the game, Leeds, if they just stay down this end of the field. And unfortunately for Warrington, they're just pushing things a little bit too much.
Yes, Warrington with 12 men, an awful long way to run, an awful long way to go. Just 10 minutes to go. Hanley, does he elect to kick? No, keeps driving away. No question about this man's fitness, the fittest man in the game. Schofield looks for the long pass, he finds Irving. Can he get it on the outside? A wild pass from Schofield, but of course it was the 6th tackle. But referee Campbell signifies that a ball hit the Warrington player as it went in touch, and so that means that it's Leeds head and ball.
Gee, I think that was a tough decision there, Ray. I think that was a 6th tackle and it was a handover situation.
I agree, John. I think it should have been a handover there. But nonetheless, it still Leeds on the attack, looking for the killer try. Richard Gunn driving in. Good tackle again by Jackson. What a game this Warrington second row's had, this skipper, number 11, led by example. Hanley, dummies one way. Is he over? Yes, he is! Ellery Hanley, the world's greatest rugby league player, dummies it to play the ball, and over he goes. There was doubt until 12 o'clock this morning whether this great man would be playing, and he plays and he scores, and surely that will send Leeds into the second round of this Regal Trophy. What a player, John.
Well, he's just slipped into dummy half here, summed the situation up. He got a good decoy there off Schofield, went back, took the odds, went himself, and, you know, he's a great player.
And here we see it again from the dummy, and Schofield, the dummy run, it confused the wire, and he's over. They can't hold him back.
Well, it's, you know, I mean, they did have 3 players on this side of the ruck, Warrington, so it wasn't one of those tries where he didn't have to do anything to get over the line. You know, he beat 2 tackles, you know, a little bit of a deception there at marker, and that's a great try, and it's like you said, it's put them into the second round of the Cup.
As you said, John, I think it would have been better if Warrington had employed 3 security guards to take him off.
Sure.
So, Irving again. 15 points to 8 now for Leeds. Irving looking to increase, and he does. Extra 2 points, surely taking the game away from Warrington now. 17 points to 8 for Leeds. As the Warrington coach, Brian Johnson, brings on Basil Richards for Gary Sanderson. A shrewd move, a wise move at this stage. But hasn't Irving struck these goals sweetly this afternoon. Excellent kicking. And there we see Richards, a fresh man, very, very vital now at this stage for Warrington. And a knock on. So, a chance for Warrington. Can they come back?
Well, that was Dixon knocked that ball on, and I was going to say earlier, Dixon would be one player that I would be looking at replacing in this game, because he hasn't played for a while, and you know, I'm sure at this stage he's very, very tired.
So, the ball in Ellis's hands to Basil Richards. Now then, he's a powerful lad, this lad Richards. 15 stone 4, 6'1". Warrington, desperate attempt now to claw their way back into this game. Richards again. This is the value of a fresh man making ground. Just over 5 minutes left. Can Warrington pull this game out of the bag with 12 men? All the way through this strong defence. No better tacklers there than Mike O'Neill. To Ellis. Ellis, the 30-yard pass. Shelford looking for one long, and he gets it to Rudd. Rudd going to the corner, looks for Des Drummond, can't find him, but that's a crunching tackle by John Bentley, and that was not only a good tackle, but it was a clever tackle. He tackled Rudd from the side, and that meant that this youngster couldn't get the inside pass to Drummond. If he had, I think that could have been a try, John.
Well, it could have been. It was great defence.
Leeds will not be bothered about these scrums not forming correctly. Bob Jackson moved up to the front row, smile on his face. Leeds coming away with the ball. Bobby Goulding.
I think I can just see Leeds doing a little bit of hard graft here, Ray, and then a good long kick. And you know, they want to get into the Warrington half.
Yes, I think we'll see these forwards driving in, and then Gary Schofield with that trusty boot again. Well played by man. You can do that. You can both strike at the ball. So Warrington in possession again. Crompton. Drummond.
Great tackle then by Roy Powell.
It certainly is. Warrington have been in possession now for about 12 tackles and really just not got over this 25-yard line, have
they? No, the Leeds defence is spot on. They, you know, they're putting a lot of effort into their defence, forcing the runners back inside, and there's just not much on. Warrington have just got to go for the long ball on the outside, and you know, they seem to be able to shut that down at Leeds too.
But of course, John, they're a man short, aren't they, with 12 men?
Yeah.
Crompton, that's worth the effort. To the corner. Can Devote get there? He misses it. It's touch. Well, yes, I think touch there on the spot. On the spot signals that it's Warrington ball. Mr. Campbell stops the play as Neil Harmon comes back on for prop Phil Sumner. Good spelling, good substituting here. Giving these forwards 10-15 minute spells, and there we see Hanley having a word with his front row, possibly saying, I want one last effort, one big effort here. It's Warrington ball.
It'll be good play if they can keep Warrington out in this 6 tackles. Warrington put a lot of pressure on them, and it's usually after this sort of pressure that you can come up with a try rate.
But 17 points to 8 for Leeds. Ellis. Good ball, superb ball to Drummond. Drummond going for the corner now, and has he got the legs on Bentley? He hasn't, but the kick's there, and it's a try, is it? No, he's in touch. Dwayne Mann looks disconsolately at the referee, but touch judge Mr. Southwood spotted the infringement. Obviously, I think Des Drummond had broken the line, but that's discipline for you. Not a whimper, not a moan. A respect for officials. That's what the game's about.
Here's a great long ball, cuts out the centre, hits the fullback in second man. He juggles the ball a little bit. Desi goes hard. There must be a spot there where the linesman thought he put his foot out over the sideline or on the line.
So Leeds coming away then. They'll hold this ball for 6 tackles surely. Just 2 minutes of normal time left. Phil Ford. Alex, this has been a real hard game, hasn't it? It's been a wonderful advert.
Well, it's been a tremendous game of rugby league, and we're right on the line here, and that to us looked as though it was a very, very good try. Desi Drummond to us looks, and we're dead on the line, looked as though he kicked the ball inside the line. But take nothing away from Leeds, they've done a tremendous performance, and really this has been a great advert for rugby league. What a tremendous game from both sides.
Kelly Shelford then coming away with the ball. Drummond coming in from midfield, wants a part of the action. Closing minute now. Leeds surely going into the second round. Bob Jackson. Ellis. Looking to get the ball away. Can't get it away. Good blocking there. Good blocking by the David Creaser, the substitute. Stopped Ellis from passing the ball. Crompton. Oh, well picked up. Let's give credit to this Warrington side. They haven't given up in these final stages. In fact, it's a credit to their fitness. They've come strong. Oh, well taken. Phil Ford. Lots of experience at fullback. Played for Wales down at Swansea at fullback. Picked up a hat-trick as well, incidentally.
Well, there's plenty of ifs and buts in the game as far as Warrington's concerned, but the cold reality of the fact is that you know, they're taking home losing pay, isn't it? They've put up a great fight. They've had a couple of chances, and you know, they haven't got the winning money.
And of course, the crucial incidents when Marvin Edwards was tackled by Mark Foster, reduced them to 12 men, and that's possibly cost them the game. But here's Phil Ford coming away. What a wonderful sidestepping run. It's Ellery Hanley again. He's going for the line. Can he make it to Ridivorti? No. Hanley just couldn't get there. But just tremendous fitness from this lead side. In the closing stages, Schofield can't get it over. Lost. Simon Irving at the corner. But suddenly, from defence, from taking a pounding, taking a battering from this Warrington outfit, they come back 85 yards with an attack like that. Phil Ford and Hanley combining. And Warrington now penned deep in their own half. All gone, all lost. Tremendous effort there from Chris Rudd. He's got speed, he's got pace, and still Warrington throwing that ball around. Magnificent style here with only 12 men. Man to Richards. Good tackle from Goulding. Picked up by Hanley. Hanley comes away. Elects to hold on.
Ellery hasn't played for a while. I don't think he was that keen on. I don't think he was that happy when that ball popped up in front of him.
I think he's a little tired as well. Of course, he's been out of the game for 3 matches. Into injury time. Leeds content just to keep the ball here in this half. Nothing special. John Bentley had a good game.
Well, it's a great advert for rugby league, this game, Ray. The ball's gone, you know, we've had some bruising forward encounters. You know, we've had some great skills with the ball, good backline play, good tight support in the forwards, plenty of movement, some great tries. So, you know, it's been a great game, and, you know, like I said, Leeds deserve to go into the second round.
And Leeds coming strongly here now. And I think all these forwards have given their all. They'll be content, I think, just to get down in this scrum. And I think 1 or 2 would be waiting for that final whistle. Tony Thornley just couldn't get that ball away. Kevin Ellis. Whistles and shrieks coming from the crowd, looking for the final whistle, especially the Leeds contingent. They'll travel home happily tonight across the Pennines. Ellis. Good break from Ellis. Can't get the ball away. Just lost his footing, this Welsh scrum half. 3 minutes into injury time, but let's not forget we had a lot of injury time with that sad Marvin Edwards injury. We can now happily report, though, Alex, that I think that everything is now well with Edwards.
Everything's all right, Ray. There's no problems in the dressing room. He's sitting up talking, he's having a cup of tea, and he looks quite happy. But what a great game this has been. Both sides have competed to the end, and before they give the man of the match, I'd like to nominate Bobby Goulding. He's had a great game.
Yes, I think he has. He's certainly committed himself into the tackle, and he's trying. Here we are coming away again. Oh, great run there. Great run by David Creaser. So, and these players are tired, I think, John. But the one who isn't tired, number 7, man of the match, Bobby Goulding. I think my friend Alex must have had a little whisper there, or his intuition. But what a game he's had. The Great Britain under-21 skipper, and battling and bidding to be on that tour spot down under Australia, New Zealand in the summer. A real competitor. Ellis having to move to the standoff position to Lyon. Oh, well taken by Shelford. Good play, good rugby now. Tremendous dash. Donnelly. Both sides tired. Both sides ready for the final whistle. There is the scoreline. Leeds hit the right form under the new coach Doug Lawton at the right time. They've splashed down millions in the last few seasons. Who knows, perhaps this season could see them get amongst the cups and trophies again. Leeds 8-17, Warrington 8, and I don't think Coach Lawton or that lad there, Bobby Goulding, will be looking much further than the draw tomorrow for the second round. Wonderful match, tremendous atmosphere. Good night from Wilderspool.
And the next round of the Regal Trophy will be live in Grandstand next week. The draw on Monday, the bulk of the games tomorrow. Another action-packed programme next Saturday afternoon. The big race is the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup from Newbury. All next Saturday, BBC One at 12:15.
We're rooting for those, and we must get the ball to Martin Offiah. We'll certainly be looking for a couple of his special tries. And just to keep that kangaroo, there is the Lion. Huge roar for little Andy Gregory, number 7. Wasn't quite fit when he played for Wigan against Australia a couple of weeks ago. But we all know this cheeky little chap. He'll be battling away. Won the Lance Todd Trophy here twice in the Challenge Cup. Only 5'4", but a heart as big as any player on this field. And Dennis Betts, one of the younger forwards, really making his name in the game now. He's Wigan, 21 years old, second row. Won 5 of those caps on the summer tour to Papua New Guinea and New Zealand. And of course, one of the world's greatest players, Ellery Hanley, thankfully fit after that severe pelvic problem that kept him out of the Wigan side for 4 to 5 months. Great Britain certainly looking for a big game from this captain. Magnificent atmosphere out there, John.
Well, it's a fantastic atmosphere, and you know, the players are at this moment are very nervous. They're very hyped up, and they're all ready for a big start. Should be great.
Mal Meninga, there was a slight doubt earlier in the week. He pulled out of training at Roehampton